So we're talking about the idea of whether people are giving their best and how you as a leader help to draw out people's best in the work that they do. Iconic college football coach Tom Osborne led the Nebraska Cornhuskers to 3 national championships. And what was interesting about Tom Osborne's style as a leader was that he apparently never told his team to win. Instead, he recognized that it was the coach's job to coordinate the plays, to find the right players, to get the players ready and conditioned to be able to go out there and give their best. So his expectation of the players was to go out and give their best. And so before a game, he wouldn't say go out there and win, because they had no control really of winning. The only thing they had control over is whether they gave their best, whether they gave their best to learn the playbook, whether they gave their best in conditioning, whether they gave their best to come to practice and work hard at practice, etc. And so this idea of giving your best and expecting the best out of your people, and whether you as a leader believe your people are giving their best or not, has more to do with you as a leader. And so the challenge is, if you have the mindset that you don't believe people are giving their best, then you're probably going to lead with more rules and more policing and more policies and restrictions and those kinds of things. And in fact, there's a great book written called Multipliers, and it talks about those kind of leaders as being diminishers. People that only get about 50% out of their people. But on the other side, there are those leaders that believe people are smart and that people do give their best. And in the process of giving their best, it's not always directed in the right way. And sometimes what we need to do as leaders is help our people to refocus, help our people to be motivated, help our people to know where the deficits are and what things need to change. And if a person ultimately, if they're giving their best and they still cannot produce results, then probably the conclusion is that they are not the right fit. And we've got to recognize that as leaders, that sometimes people are not the right fit. And I often talk about Michael Jordan. His best was in basketball, not in baseball. And so the coach has got to help him to recognize where his natural best is best positioned. And it's our job as leaders to help bring out the natural best of our people. So one of the best conversations we can have, and it's really important for leaders to have one-on-ones with their teammates. The people that report to you, it's important you have one-on-ones so you can have conversations around them giving their best and what ways they can potentially refocus themselves, redirect themselves, where they need to hone up their skills and improve. Or if that still isn't good enough, of whether they need to go in a different direction. But remember this, leaders. If you don't think people are giving their best and you start to put pressure on them, you may get some additional results from them for a short period of time. But those results are not sustainable. And so it's really important to rather give them the benefit of the doubt and have the conversations and then figure out, where do we need to focus your energies in order that you can give your best. And then again, as I said, if their best is not good enough with all of the support and encouragement that you provide, then it's important to have the conversation of where they would be a better fit. And often when those people leave an organization, that's when they often come back and say thank you to the leader for treating them right and for helping them to find where they can apply their skills and efforts more effectively. So today, leaders, if there's one thing you're going to do, hopefully differently, if you're not already doing it, spend time one-on-one with your people. Do it on a regular basis. I would say minimum every month. Spend at least an hour with each one of your direct reports and have the conversation around giving their best and things you observe on how they can be even better. So I encourage you today to change your perspective and spend time with your people, helping to direct and refocus their best.